Okay, I'm back. It's been a while, and today is actually my birthday. I picked up a bunch of card boxes this week, and when I was at the shop, I remembered about the old Pete Rose boxes, which they still have on the shelf. So I figured, you know what? I'd have one of these, and I had fun breaking it because it was really fun to look at the different cards inside and the different eras of Pete Rose. And it's a guaranteed auto or a memorabilia redemption card. These boxes are from 2012. So this is a 12-year-old box. I do not think Leaf still has the redemptions on these, which means if I get a 12-year-old redemption on my birthday, I'm going to be pissed. But who cares? We got to try anyway. Pete Rose recently passed away. I'm not a baseball guy. I'm not. I grew up. My dad's a big baseball fan. My dad loves the Toronto Blue Jays because they moved to Toronto. God, they moved to Toronto in like the late 1940s. Late 1940s, early 1950s. I'm not sure when my grandparents moved my dad and the rest of the family from England over to Canada. I believe it was the late 40s to early 50s. But yeah, they moved over there. They lived in Toronto. My dad and my grandfather, my papa, my British grandfather, were huge Toronto Blue Jays fans. So dad's Blue Jays for life. I grew up in Sarnia, so that's like 45 minutes from Detroit. And because my dad had a hatred of cable television when we were young, we only had the big aerial outside of our house. So the only ball games that we could pick up were either the Toronto station or the Detroit station. So I grew up watching the Tigers. So I was a Tigers kid. We went to a lot of Tigers Blue Jays games. I always went for the Tigers just because I had a cat named Tiger and I thought it was cool that they were the Tigers. So beyond that, I'm just not a baseball guy. I played baseball. I would love to go see a baseball game here in Taiwan. I've always wanted to, but I never have. And yeah, it's just, I never got into the sport of baseball. All right, so we have, see, the problem here is, all right, the auto is in a card, like in a top loader inside the box. So we're going to leave that up there. The auto is in there, and it's an auto. It's not a redemption. So let's just crack some packs. Let's just look at some of this stuff. Like I said, I know Pete Rose, not because of WWE. I know Pete Rose just through people talking about baseball, and growing up in the 80s, you know about a lot of the 80s players. And he was pop culture. He was more of a celebrity than just a baseball player. And then when all the stuff went down with the betting and all that stuff, and then, like, I can't remember what came first, the WWE stuff or the betting scandal or whatever it all was, but he was just one of those names. You'd hear about Pete Rose, you would know about Pete Rose. Like, it's just, there's certain names from certain eras of sports, and Rose was just one of those guys. He kind of transcended just being a baseball player. There's probably hundreds of baseball players that were better than him. There's probably a lot more than just hundreds, but there were probably hundreds of baseball players from that era that were better than him that I probably never heard of when I was that age, because Rose was just out there. Rose was kind of more. And I don't really know a lot of the history of Pete Rose or anything like that, but when he passed away, like a few weeks back, I remember thinking, I'm like, oh, well, like, at least he has WWE card. I know there is one set that had a Pete Rose card in it, I think. And then I was thinking, I'm like, oh, I don't have a Pete Rose. And I was like, yeah, I do, these Pete Rose boxes. So my shop here in Taiwan does have some of these left on the shelf. And like I said, it's a guaranteed auto inside. So you get 12 packs. I think, what is it? 10 packs per box, 6 cards per packs. So you get 60 Pete Rose cards. I flipped a couple of them by accident. There we go. I flipped them. So yeah, there's just some really cool It just looks like cool moments of, like, Pete Rose's career. Like, that's the Pete Rose that I remember from TV for baseball. Like, a bit older. Probably not as old as I am now. But then you've got, like, a much younger Pete Rose on there. That would be a cool one to get an auto of. The auto. I have an auto. I don't remember where it is in all of my freaking autos here, so I don't know where my Pete Rose auto even is, but there are actually a lot of autos from this set for different ones. I believe that this is the auto I have. Now that I see this card, it's kind of popping out at me. I believe that's the auto that I have. Oh, I think my Pete Rose card is in with my Leaf Pop Century stuff. Maybe that's where my Pete Rose card is. I'd like a Pete Rose card where he's in the uniform, like where he's actually in there. Photo shows Pete Rose, Philadelphia Phillies infielder, March 1980 at spring training. Yeah, see, I remember him with I'm pretty sure it's the Phillies. Like, was he always Phillies, or was he, what other team did he play on? Montreal Expos. He was Montreal Expos? Okay, I'd be more interested in getting a Montreal Expos auto of him than the Phillies. But the Phillies thing is, I believe, no, he jumped a lot of teams. Maybe it's the Cardinals that I remember him for. I have no idea. That's a cool one. I like these ones. This type of card is just cooler. His 3-year-old son, take time to wash and polish his Sportster Rose. Oh, his Sportster. Rose knows that he's in the running for the MVP award, but refused to get worked up about the whole thing. So, yeah, this set has some really cool cards in it that are more, like, they're not your, like, they're not just baseball cards. Like, a lot of him outside of baseball. I think there's a drunk card. The drunk card is the one that I want the picture from. I swear to God, there's a card of him in here where he looks like he's absolutely hammered. Oh, this is him with Pete Jr. again, handing the ball to him on the field. I'm positive that's the one that I have. Now that one, what was that one? I remember making fun of that one last time. Oh yeah, he's uncorking a bottle of champagne, and it's like shooting a load of champagne across the picture on that one there. There's him with the kid again, him getting a hit. See, that doesn't even look like Pete Rose. Like, there's the younger ones of him are the ones that really, really stand out because, like I said, being a baseball guy in the time I grew up in, he was already an older player, but not like he wasn't all fresh-faced and young. He was more like this. He was more manager looking than player looking. Somebody was, I was showing that I had gotten this box, and somebody had said that there's only 10 cards in the set, but I guess Leaf put out a second set like about 4 or 5 years later called Pete Rose Charlie Hustle, I believe. So there was another set with another set of autographs of his. That's a cool picture. I like that one. Pete Rose bends over as he reads the local paper while waiting for his turn to practice at bat at the Vet Stadium in Philadelphia. Batting practice was held indoors as the opener against the Pirates was rained out. That's pretty cool. I like these more candid photos. There's Pete Rose, more of a NBC Today Show in 1985. There he is. What is he doing in this one? Yeah, the more candid photos are cool. In the locker room, waiting for word, which finally came that the game with Montreal was postponed because of the rain in Philadelphia. Okay, so, like, I guess he was a Philly most of the time on here. It seems like most of these, but then it's also, it says something about him being a Montreal Expo. Or is it just he was at the Expos? I don't know. There he is reading a newspaper, looking pretty young. There he is just laughing away. Where's the drunk one? I swear to God, there's one where he looks like he's just freaking hammered. All right, there he is running around with his 1970s hair flying. That's March 1980, but that's still 70s hair. All right. There's another young, fresh-faced one of him. Oh yeah, that was Cincinnati Reds. See, now I'm trying to think, was it the Cincinnati Reds or was it the Phillies that I remember him more from when I was young? I guess it would be whichever one he was in later. Cincinnati Reds. That is 1979 though. See, I wouldn't remember baseball from 1979. There's no way I'd be remembering that stuff. That's 1978. Cincinnati Reds. Maybe it is the Reds that I remember him from. Because I guess the pinstripe thing looks more familiar to me. But then it's like the Phillies is like more into the 80s, which would be where I would remember him more from, I think. But I don't know. I just thought it'd be cool to go through one of these boxes again since they're on the shelf, and it's cool to always have an extra Pete Rose auto in your collection. There's a cool one. The old scoreboards. The old scoreboard. I'm assuming that's the old. That's got to be like early 80s on that one. That's 1978. Cincinnati Reds versus the Atlanta Braves. That's the scoreboard where somebody would be behind the scoreboard sliding the numbers in and out for people to be able to see. That's like, there is no digital on that scoreboard at all. That's the old, someone's job was to stand back there the whole time and make sure that that scoreboard was right. Nice hit. There he is. So the hat looks huge. He almost looks like he should be driving a train. Sorry to make fun of him, but that looks like a train conductor's hat. Like, come on. You know it does. All right. There he is, pretending to be... All right, we'll just say he's pretending to be a turtle. Let's see, 1977. He plays masked man with photographers as he dresses after the Reds game with San Diego and Cincinnati, April 7th, 1977. Rose ended his contract dispute with the club hours before the opening day game, 1977. I was going to say he looks like an uncircumcised penis, but I shouldn't say that about him because the man passed away. So we'll just say he looks like he's playing turtle. Where's the drunk card? I swear to God, there was a drunk card. That's a cool one. I like that one. Cincinnati Reds slugger Pete Rose flashes some bats after his 200th hit of the season during a game against the Houston Astros. How many of these teams still exist? Like, that's the thing with baseball. I don't even know. And I know a lot of teams have switched. A lot of teams go. A lot of teams move and stuff like that. Like, how many of these teams are still around? Like, Houston Astros. I'm pretty sure Cincinnati Reds are still around. I know Montreal Expos are all gone. The Phillies are still there because they have the Philly Fanatic. I know that. It's about how much I know about baseball. If you ask me to name actual baseball teams that we're playing right now, I could probably name about 10 or 12 teams, but I bet you at least 3 or 4 of those teams don't even exist anymore. All right, there he is, just squatting down to take a dump on the field. Shea Stadium, 1978, New York. All right, very young on that one too. Very young face to him there. Doesn't say when, but that's Cincinnati Reds, so that's like mid to late 70s on that one there. All right, there he is dancing into home plate, I would assume after home run. Scores the winning run in the 10th inning of their National League game with the San Francisco Giants at Riverfront Stadium in Cincinnati in 1985. So he was a Red in 1985, but he was a Red back in the 70s too, but then he was a Philly in between? I have no idea. So what's he on this one? What is he when he's got the pinstripes? Cincinnati Reds is the pinstripes as well. Okay, I don't know. There he is looking like a 70s ball player. He looks like he should be in one of the movies. There he is looking like he just woke up in a hotel after like 48 hours with a hooker and a whole bunch of blow. Slides into second base with a steal in the 4th inning with the Los Angeles Dodgers. LA Dodgers. Is there still LA Dodgers? Does Los Angeles still have a team? I don't remember it being Dodgers. Brooklyn Dodgers went to LA, became the LA Dodgers. But then the LA had another team, right? God, this is how bad I am about baseball. I could probably name more of the Japanese baseball teams than I could of the US teams right now. Oh, hey. There's no drunk card. What happened to the drunk card? I'm gonna have to get another box. I swear to you guys, there's a card. There's a card in this set where he looks like he's just trashed. Like there's... Yeah, this is a pretty big set, so we're missing a bunch of cards probably. There's no way this is the whole set. Because there was one card, like where he's at a celebration party, and it's not the one where he's shooting the was it that one? Was that the one? Or was that like special ed Pete Rose instead? I don't know. Yeah, there was one, I swear I remember thinking, like, he just looks like he's hammered. But I don't remember it being on the field that he looks like he's hammered. Maybe it's that one. Maybe that's the one that I wanted. But I swear there was another one. I don't know. So I'm pretty sure that the auto we have is this card, right? I'm pretty positive that that's the auto that I have. 1978. What is that? Baseball star Pete Rose tells newsmen that negotiations with the Phillies owner, Rudy Carpenter, were unsuccessful Thursday, November 31st, 1978, at a news conference in Philly. All right, so I guess that's when he walked, or that's when he was having contract negotiations that didn't go well. But I'm pretty damn sure that's the auto that I have in my collection. So, what auto are we going to get this time? Okay, this is a cool set. I like that Leaf did this, and I like that nobody in Taiwan bought this set. So there's a whole bunch still on the shelf. So if anybody's looking for one of these ones, it's actually a pretty decent price. Like it's not a high price on these ones really at all. Even after his death, they didn't jack up the price that much on here. So, all right, so the back of these ones is just, you have received, let's see, are we still focused? We better be focused here. How come it looks so dark? That's better. It better not be that dark this whole freaking time. Oh, hey. You have received an autographed insert card from Leaf Trading Cards. This card bears the authentic autograph of Pete Rose. Leaf guarantees that this signature... Goddamn, just had an absolute coughing fit. Okay. Leaf guarantees that the signature on this card is authentic. We hope you enjoy this piece of history. What piece of Pete Rose history do we have this time? All right, so we have AU 9, like 47 at the top. I'm guessing that matches the backs of these cards. Autograph 47, because the cards are all numbered, and I think there's 50 cards in the set. So I would assume that we're going to be getting whatever card number 47 is just as an autograph card. Let's see, what did we get? That's a nice one. I like that one. Very blatant sticker auto, but I don't think we even saw that card in here. I honestly don't even think that we saw that card while we were flipping through all those cards. See, that's what I mean. Like there's 50. Oh no, there it is. Oh, I'm lying. So that is tips his hat to the crowd from the first base after tying Ty Cobb's hitting record with a line drive to the right field against the Chicago Cubs. Sunday, September 6, 1985 in Chicago. The Wrigley Field crowd responded with a standing ovation. So even he's Cincinnati. He's a Cincinnati Reds. He was in Chicago at Wrigley Field, and they still gave him the standing O for that one. So I'm going to do what I usually do with my women's wrestling cards, is since the back of this card is just like the guarantee of the card, what I'm going to do is take that card out. We basically just put the base card inside instead. And then we can keep the two of them together in a 75 holder so that I actually have like the write-up on the card. If I had a 55 holder, I'd use that, but there's no 55s for a few years around here. So there we go. Card number 47, autograph number 47 of Pete Rose, WWE Hall of Famer. Can't say Major League Baseball Hall of Famer because he was banned for life. But then a lot of people now are saying, does that mean that now that he's passed away, is he still banned from the Hall of Fame, or is he going to be able to go in? But WWE Hall of Famer, old man that was willing to take tombstone pile drivers from Kane. I give the man all the respect in the world. So there we go. My second living legend. Why is this thing not wanting to focus? Come on, just focus. Just stay there. There we go. My second Pete Rose auto, non-WWE auto, but that's still cool with me. Leaf makes some cool stuff. I love my Leaf stuff from all the Pop Centuries that I opened, so adding a second Pete Rose into my collection is a nice one to have, especially after he just passed away. So there we go. The living legend Pete Rose. There's the box. The living legend Pete Rose. 8 cards per pack, 6 cards per pack, 10 packs per box. It's a cool set. Not many, I don't know. I guess maybe it didn't sell that well. Maybe there are a bunch out there. Maybe there are a lot of card shops now going like, now that he's gone, you can buy it. But yeah, I can get them from my card shop. It's a cool ass card to get. So hey, it's cool with me. So there we go. Pete Rose. There's my auto again. Nice little hit from this set. And yeah, that's it for me. Yeah, I haven't been on here for a little bit. My videos are kind of few and far between, but I do have some other boxes. They're just nowhere near me right now. So check back in here soon. There will be some Japanese wrestling. There will be some WWE wrestling. Check the other page, the Taiwan AV Card Guy page. That one is going to have some drops pretty soon as well. So I got a lot of stuff to break and not much time to break it. That sounds like the old Smokey and the Bandit song. Like what is it? Got a long way to go and a short time to get there. Yeah, I got a lot of stuff to break and I don't have the time to break them. So I will be breaking them at some point soon. I hope this video wasn't too dark, because it really seems like my phone just keeps going darker and darker all the time. Hope not. Hope you guys enjoyed that one. And like I said, come on back. We're going to have some other stuff coming up very, very, very shortly on this page. So if you miss all the WWE stuff, don't worry. It's coming back. I'm coming back. It's coming back. Everything's coming back now that we have Pete Rose here. All right, that's it. Thanks for hanging out. See you guys later. Bye-bye.